Welcome to the channel. I am James, and today we're looking at Coinbase Global Inc. Ticker symbol COIN. They have just released their Q1 2022 earnings. We're going to be going through them right now, and then, as always, putting these updated numbers in my discounted free cash flow model and the Buffer Graham intrinsic value model to see if this stock is a buy or a sell. But what is the market saying about this? It was $72.99 a share, down 12% on the day. Earnings have been released. Minutes later, the stock is now $64 a share, 76 cents, down 11% and dropping. This is the lowest price Coinbase has ever been since its IPO back in, well, this was early May. It hit an all-time high in November of $357 and has dropped like a stone since then, down over 80%. Once again, this stock is getting absolutely hammered. Previously, I would have said this stock has been incorrectly hammered, but if we go through these earnings, there's some interesting developments in Coinbase. So let's get straight into them. Before we do that, can you please give a like on the video? Helps me out, gets this video out to as many people as possible, and subscribe if you're not already, because I'm going to be bringing these videos on companies as soon as their earnings come out, before anyone else. Let's have a look at the bit of the summary here. The first quarter of 2022 continued to trend to both lower crypto asset prices and volatility that began in late 2021. These market conditions directly impacted our Q1 results, but we entered these market conditions with the foresight and preparation and remain as excited as ever of the future of crypto. So they're talking about volatility and things not being good straight off the bat, which is never good. So let's have a look at these select key business metrics and financial metrics. Monthly transaction users, you can see for the quarter it is actually up from the previous quarter in 2021, but down slightly, but that is 9.2 million. Trading volume is unsurprisingly down 309 billion from the previous quarter, 335. Assets has increased on the previous quarter, 256, but down from the year. And let's get into a little summary of the financials. We'll be going deeper in a few minutes, but let's have a look. Net revenue is down 1.1 billion. That is actually lower than it was in the previous quarter, which was 1.5. And this is the problem we're going to talk about right now. Company is having a losing quarter, minus 430 million. They have not posted a negative quarter, so this is probably why the stock is dropping. So let's get straight into the numbers. We'll just scroll through everything and we'll just search for the revenue right now. Coinbase has got a big one. I should have prepared this ahead of time. We're not going to go through all of their stuff. We're going to go to the stuff at the bottom where they can't fluff it and hide it with all their pretty graphics. We just want the financial statements where they are. So let's go to the very bottom of the page. Here we are. And let's go into revenue straight away. Let's zoom in a little bit here. On the left-hand side, we have the 3 months ended in March. And then on the right-hand side, we have 2021, so the previous quarter. Let's get into the revenue right now. Well, net revenue, 1.5 billion, 1.1, that is down. Other revenue, they had 204 million in other revenue. That is now basically zero. Well, not really, but relatively, 1.5. So for the total revenue, that gives us 1.166 billion, down from 1.8. So that is a negative, decreasing, which is not what we want to see. If we go to Yahoo Finance, you can see the revenue has been steadily increasing for Coinbase. 7.8 billion in the previous year, 1.2 and 533 million. Based on the trailing 12 months with these updated numbers, 6.1 billion. So revenue is down. Now, 2021 was a crazy year for crypto, but this stock has been decreasing. And as they said, the volatility and crypto demand has decreased. Price of Bitcoin's dropped as well. It's affected their top line. So what do we look at next? We know they are negative because of what we saw, minus 429 million. Where does this come from? Well, it's net revenue minus operating expenses. And you can see operating expenses are up across the board, 800 million to 1.7 billion. Main increases here are actually on the technology and development, more than doubled, 570 compared to 184. General and admin up massively as well, 430 million compared to 121, sorry. And a lot of them have increased. They've all increased, but the big ones being technology development and general and admin. That puts it at 1.7 billion. And then we've got the expenses and things like that. But that is negative right now. And if we go to Yahoo Finance again, company has been profitable over the last 2 years, was minus 30, 332, 3 billion in profit. Well, what does that mean now? Not too bad, 2.4 billion on the trailing 12 months, but still decreasing. Now, if they have another losing quarter, that will be absolute killing for the stock in the short term. Let's just see what the market's actually doing. Hasn't decreased anymore, $64 a share, so that's good for bag holders of Coinbase, if they are holding the bag. I mean, if you like the stock, you like the stock. Next, we want to be looking at the free cash flow, cash from operating activities minus capital expenditures. Let's go straight to it here. Where is it here? Net cash used in operating activities, 3.4 billion in the previous year, minus 830 million. This is obviously due combination of the fact the company is negative, and then they had that big custodial fund due to customers. That was 2.3 billion the previous year, down minus 738 million. So overall, this gives us a negative free cash flow. CapEx is low for this company, 1.1 billion, a massive increase from the previous quarter, but still relatively flat. So what does that give us in terms of free cash flow? Well, that is round about, let's see what it is on the year. We go to the previous numbers. All right, let me just go to Yahoo Finance. Minus 121 million, 2.9 million, and 10.6. And if we take away this latest number here, what does that give us on the trailing 12 months? Well, that gives us a net cash used in operating activities. That is minus 830. Might not my sheet on this side. 2 billion in free cash flow. So that is decreasing. So that is going to make our discounted free cash flow models like the stock a lot less. Let's get into that right now. So we've calculated the future free cash flows of Coinbase. Now this is a still increasing free cash flow, and well, I can't wait any longer. Discounted free cash flow loves this stock. $208 a share. Coinbase is a weird one for me. I think the company is massively undervalued. It just doesn't make sense for a stock with this balance sheet previously to be this low. I think it is an undervalued stock. Yes, these earnings have been a lot worse, but $65 a share. I don't own this stock, but I probably would have been a buyer at 72. I think it's a undervalued stock even when it was at its highest before. And yet it's still dropping. So discounted free cash flow model loves the stock. This is with increasing free cash flow. Let's just go on a little bit of an alternate world and let's put it at 200%. So this is decreasing free cash flow in 2022, and still $150 a share. For them to be valued at what they are, I mean, even at 2 billion in free cash flow over the next years and growing, it would be still undervalued at its point because you'd still have about 20% gains. So discounted free cash flow model loves this stock. And the Buffett Graham intrinsic value stock loves it even more, $1,300 a share. This is due to its earnings per share, a massive growth rate. Both of the models absolutely love this stock. But what is the problem with this stock, despite its not as great balance sheet as it was before? But let's just compare it to everyone's favorite, Bitcoin. This stock follows Bitcoin pretty aggressively. This is on the last year. Look how closely those lines are. Coinbase has been on the worst side of it. Down 75% compared to 44%, but these lines follow each other pretty closely to the last 6 months. For a more closer picture, you can see how much these are. And with Bitcoin's price really dropping, it kind of shows that these are two very, very linked. And even though Coinbase has a solid income statement, balance sheet, has usually very good free cash flow, it's still very following along Bitcoin. So is it a buy? I mean, if it wasn't Coinbase and was another stock with this balance sheet, I would say definitely yes. But just with its stickiness to Bitcoin, it's a hard one. Right, guys, thanks for watching. Please give a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already, and I'll catch you guys next time.